Jim.
Calum, lovely to see you.
It's great to have you here in Kelso at the Border Union Show.
Indeed.
Last time I saw you, we were at the Royal Highland Show up in Ingliston, and I was really struck by the sentiment from the rural community and farmers. I hate to say it, but we're actually doing a good job, Jim.
I have to say it's been largely driven by the Cabinet Secretary, Mary Goujon, and the work that she's done previously. We've had a good working relationship with rural Scotland over a number of years. You go right back to Richard Lochhead. He established the National Food and Drink Policy for Scotland, first one that there was in Europe. We then had Fergus Ewan, who really drove into that, making sure we got the system sorted out, made sure that farmers got their payments on time, because we had some difficulties there, but we got that fixed. We've now got Mary Goujon saying, right, okay, what are we going to do to help rural Scotland? Yeah, we got a good hearing from people, and you don't get that from rural Scotland if they don't think you've got something useful to say to them. So yeah, we must be doing something okay.
Well, no, I think that's great, and it comes across to me. It comes across with what I'm hearing, but it also comes across with what you're not hearing, right? And they can sniff out if you're at it, right? They know their industry inside out because they have to. Yeah. So it's great to have your experience. There are still challenges. What would you say are the focal points next in terms of making a difference?
Well, we have got a number of challenges, and one is, this is difficult for us because we're asking the farming community to do more. We're asking them to say, okay, run your business, grow food, make sure those rural communities are resilient, but we've got to tackle the nature and climate emergency. Some people don't agree with it, but that's where we are, that's politics. We've got to tackle those things. As you've been around the show with me today, we're talking to Scottish Land and Estates, we'll be talking to NFUS, we're talking to the industries or the industry representatives, and they're happy to talk to us because they know that we're having those in-depth conversations that will allow them to say, okay, we might not be happy about it, but we know we can live with that and we'll make that work.
Let me touch on one other thing, right, okay, which is kind of unmentioned in these shows. We've all sought, the UK certainly has sought to move on beyond Brexit and not talk about Brexit. And all of the British political parties don't want to talk about Brexit because they've accepted it. We're the one party out there arguing for closer ties, being back in the EU, as Scotland, or even in the current settlement, but having a stronger relationship. Where are you seeing that still having an impact, and what more can the SNP do in terms of that area?
Well, we're talking just now, we've been demanding a Scottish visa. Now I want to go further. I want Scotland to be an independent country. I don't want to ask for piecemeal bits of powers for us to do in Scotland. I want the whole thing, so that we can really take control of what we're doing here in Scotland. We can make the decisions about the people that we need to come in here and work. And it's not just in soft fruit. If you take meat processing, if you take the red meat sector from slaughterhouse through to actually getting it out onto the shelves, that's largely dominated by people coming to this country because they're prepared to come here and do that work. We still have massive issues in those sectors, and it's something that we're constantly fighting for with the UK government. If we want to talk about the recent announcement about the SPS agreement, the sanitary phytosanitary rules, when we look at that, I've got very specific things that we want to try and get done as the part of the Scottish Government, but when we put that to the UK Government, it's very much a case of, well, we'll have a think about it. If it's important to us, we'll do it. If it's not, then we won't. And that's not the reset that we were promised. We talked about this reset, and it was, to begin with, there was a certain amount of, okay, we're going to have a better working relationship. The Labour Party that are in power just now, they've got a bit of work to do to make sure that reset actually works, because it's not at the moment.
Okay.
I'm Jim Fairlie. I am the Member of Scottish Parliament for Perthshire, South and Gloucestershire. I'm the Minister of Agriculture and Connectivity with the Scottish Government.
And I'm Calum Kerr. I'm the SNP candidate for Midlothian, South Tweeddale and Lauderdale in 2026.